Welcome and thank you for being here. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for being on our website and taking that decision to look after your health. Today, I'm going to walk you through a simple but powerful process that has helped so many people move beyond pain, stress, and limitation and into a state of clarity, resilience, and healing. We call it the peace method, and it's designed to calm your nervous system, unlock your body's natural ability to heal, and help you thrive in your life. Before we dive into the steps, let me quickly introduce myself so you know who's guiding you through this journey. So who am I? I'm Nick Moss, Director and Principal Practitioner of Functional Neuro Health. Over the past 17 years, I've logged more than 10,000 clinical hours, helping people with everything from chronic pain and autoimmune conditions to concussion recovery and athletic performance. My approach is simple but powerful. The nervous system comes first. When your system feels safe, healing happens. That's the foundation of the peace method, which I've taught not only to clients worldwide, but also to practitioners I mentor across the world. And today, I want to give you a look into how it works and why it might just change your life. So, why the nervous system? Think of your body as an orchestra. Every instrument, your muscles, your organs, your emotions, has to play in time. The nervous system is the conductor. If the conductor is erratic, the music becomes noise. But when the conductor leads with clarity, your whole body plays in harmony. Or imagine your body as a computer. Your muscles, digestion, and mood are like apps. But the nervous system is the operating system. If it's stuck in old code or crashes into threat mode, none of the apps can run properly. Correct the operating system and suddenly everything works better. So primarily, the nervous system's role is to decide if any stimulus coming in is safe or threatening. Symptoms tend to arise and stack up the more threat perception or threat signals your brain and nervous system has. This is the overview of the peace method. There are 5 steps to it. P for preliminary assessment, E for ease the system, A for align the hierarchy, C for correct, and E for embed. As we move through the next slides, we are going to go through each in a little more detail. Step P in the peace method. Preliminary assessment. Every journey begins with listening. In this step, we take time to hear your story and look at the big picture. Your health history, injuries, stresses, and even subtle patterns in how you move and breathe. Think of it like a detective solving a case or a mechanic running a diagnostic. The goal isn't to chase the latest symptom, but to understand the system as a whole. When we see the full story, we can create the right roadmap for your nervous system. Step 2 is all about creating safety. When the nervous system is overloaded, it's like a circuit breaker about to trip, or a phone with too many apps open at once. It can't function properly. So before we try to make big changes, we first ease the system. This means calming the stress response, activating the vagus nerve, clearing lymphatic congestion, and creating a sense of safety in the body. Only when the body feels safe can it shift from survival mode into healing mode. A, align the hierarchy. Imagine a row of dominoes. Knock over the first one and the rest fall into place. Or think of a keystone in an arch. It holds the whole structure in place. Aligning the hierarchy means finding that first domino or keystone in the nervous system that drives everything else. Instead of chasing every symptom, we find the one thing at the top of your nervous system's priority list, correct that, and the rest begins to balance itself. So we go from symptoms, we map them all out, we find the priority levels, and we correct at the keystone or the first domino, and the system automatically starts to rebalance. Step C, correction. Think of your nervous system like your home Wi-Fi. Sometimes the connection drops or the signal is weak, even though the hardware itself is fine. Correction is like rebooting the router. Suddenly the brain and body reconnect. The signal is clear and everything works the way it should again. That's what we do here. Reset the communication pathways so you get yourself back online with yourself. Final step, step E, embed. The final step is embedding. It's not enough to create change. We want it to last. Think of it like planting seeds. Our session prepares the soil and plants them, but your daily actions, breathing, movement, small lifestyle tweaks, water and nurture those seeds until they grow into strong, lasting habits. Embedding means you're not dependent on endless sessions. You carry the change into your life and make it part of who you are. Here are some of the conditions we at Functional Neuro Health, using the PEACE method, can help with the most, but not limited to. These are the ones that the system really shines in. Chronic pain and injury, acute pain and injury, post-concussion syndrome and vertigo, general stress, post-traumatic stress, and anxiety, functional neurological disorder and dysautonomia, including POTS, autoimmune conditions and gastrointestinal conditions, all sorts of movement dysfunctions, and improvements in athletic performance. Here are some of our real results here. Ben, as you can see, had some incredible results in one session. He had 14 years of chronic pain, one-sided. He had seen many other types of professionals over the years, spent lots of money. He'd had some results, but minimal lasting change. We mapped out that the injury that happened when his pain started was still actually sending signals to his brain from his ACL, anterior cruciate ligament. I was able to reset the threat signals going from the ACL to his brain. We also calmed his nervous system, got him breathing properly, unlocked his rib cage, and then we corrected some primitive reflexes. And the changes that happened in that session were quite remarkable, as you can see from Ben's lovely testimonial there. Another case, working with a 9-year-old client. One of the best things about working with children is there is no lying. The session either works or it doesn't. And in this case, daughter of one of my long-term clients had broken her arm. She had actually fully broken her humerus and was in the healing phase. She was a keen gymnast and wanted to get back to doing her tumbling and gymnastic work. Knowing that the tissues needed to heal still, but there was a protective response in her nervous system. So what I did again is we cleared the signal going from the injured tissues, knowing that the injured tissues still needed to heal. And within 3 corrections, she went from very poor range of motion to almost normal range of motion. So that took about 5 minutes. And that is an acute injury. And so obviously the earlier on we get with our injuries and we get the brain involved and do our neurological approach, the quicker results we're going to get. Obviously with long-term, it can take longer. In the case of vertigo, which is something I work with a lot, a client had vertigo for 3 years, had seen various functional medicine providers thinking it was mold or things like that. A lot of things had been cleared, yet she still had symptoms, and it was when she turned her head to the left. We worked out that her left vestibular system was massively imbalanced and overfiring. We corrected that, and she was able to turn her head to the left without symptoms for the first time in 3 years. Another case of complex PTSD, a client was stuck in the freeze mode, which means there's shutdown and immobilization in the system, high levels of perceived threat, and had been working with a psychotherapist for over a year, trying to get her out of this freeze response. She came to see me. I worked on a previous concussion injury that happened a long time ago and moving her out of the fear paralysis reflex response, and she went back to her psychotherapist, who could not believe what she was seeing. Later on, that same psychotherapist came to see me in clinic and started to refer clients to me. As you can see, it does not really matter what the condition is. If the brain is involved and the nervous system is involved, we can help. We do not treat the condition. We work to organize the nervous system. The PEACE method is about more than healing symptoms. It's about creating safety so your nervous system can unlock its natural capacity to heal, perform, and thrive. When your nervous system is at peace, pain eases, energy rises, and performance flows. And that's the gift we want every client to experience. When we correct the operating system, suddenly everything works better. Thank you for joining me on this overview of the Functional Neuro Health PEACE method. If what I've shared resonates with you and you'd like to explore how this could help in your own life, the next step is simple. Book a free discovery call with me or my team. On that call, we'll go over your story, talk through what you're experiencing, and see if our approach is the right fit. From there, we'll map out the next steps together. Just click the button below to book your call and start your journey back to peace. Have a great day.